Hi there, this is Mrs. Hall. I'm on 3.1 about place value with decimals. Alrighty, so if you can, please take some notes on this video to help you out as we move on with decimals. So a decimal is another way to write a fraction. The fraction 83 over 100 can be written as the decimal 0.83. A mixed decimal, such as 5.47, contains a whole number and a decimal. The decimal point separates the whole number and the decimal. The decimal point is read and or point. So for instance, the number 7.3 can also be read as 7 3/10. And the number 3.29 is read as 3 29/100, or again 3.29. When a digit is moved one place to the right, its value is decreased 10 times. So for instance, the value of the 3 in the tens place, 3.3, is 1/10 the value of the 3 in the ones place. Since decimals are another way to write fractions, decimals can be expressed as fractions. To write a tenth as a fraction, place over 10, so 0.7 is 7 over 10. To write a hundredth as a fraction, place over 100. So 0.81 is equal to 81 over 100. And then to write a thousandth as a fraction, place over 1,000. So 0.349 is equal to 349 over 1,000. Very important here, a good rule to remember when expressing decimals as fractions is to write as many zeros in the denominator as there are decimal places in the decimal. So right down here in the bottom I have a chart that has a place value for decimals. It's very important that you memorize this chart and know what place value is where. Let's go ahead and look at the practice problems 3.1. And for numbers 1 through 8, it says write the decimals as fractions. So for number 1, they give us 0.9. So I'm going to look at this spot here. I'm going to compare it to my chart. It's in the tenths place. It's the first spot after the decimal. So I have 9/10, so I can say that I have 9/10. Again, looking at this rule here. A good rule to remember when expressing decimals as a fraction is to write as many zeros in the denominator as there are decimal places in the decimal. So with 0.9, I have one spot behind the decimal. Therefore, I should have 1 0 in my denominator, with a 1, of course. So 0.57, I have 2 spots. So my fraction is going to have a 1, and it's going to have 2 zeros, because that's how many spots I have, and I'm going to write 57 on top, because I have 57 hundredths. If you use the chart, 2 spots behind the decimal gives us hundredths, so I have 57 hundredths. Number 3, I have 3 spots behind the decimal, so I will have 3 zeros in my denominator. I do not need to write the 0. I do not need to put it like that. I can just put 31 thousandths. 31 thousandths. This is the thousandth spot. Alright, and again here, 3 decimal spots. So this again is the thousandths. It's tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So I have 1 thousandths, 3 zeros in the bottom because I have 3 decimal spots and I do not have to write the zeros in front when I write the numerator. Alright, here we have tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths, 100 thousandths. 100 thousandths. So, I'm going to write my number as my numerator. So 47629. And how many spots do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will have 5 zeros. And this will be my fraction. Alright, so we're going to have you do 2 through 8 even. They are typed onto GoFormative right below this video. If you can please do those 4